Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Newage Legendary Heroes. This is their number 3, so this is a very early one that's just been reissued. This is Harry, but I'm going to be calling him Generation 1 Prowl for obvious reasons. So with this video we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We'll do some direct comparisons with him, his Generation 1 self, and funnily enough the new EX version of the same mould. We can also have a look at the accessories, see how they fit and how they attach, and of course bring in some other figures to give you an idea of size and scale as well. So before we get started, a couple of things. First, if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And the other is to remind you that I'm going to be leaving a direct link to Show Z in the description, which is where you can order one of these for yourselves. So they come packaged in these little boxes here. So if you're wondering, if you're new to the channel, or if you're wondering why he's called Harry and not called Prowl, because Newage is a third-party company. And because their figures transform, they're not allowed, or they're not licensed, shall we say, by Hasbro or Takara, so they can't use the proper names, even though we can clearly tell who it is. But they're calling him Military Strategist Harry. There on the back we've got a couple of the other figures from their toy line, and we've just got some artwork on the rest of the box. Now again, because they're not due or bound by the same plastic rules, he comes in a clamshell like that in the robot mode with the accessories I'm just about to show you. The instructions for a Newage figure, you can tell this is one of the earlier ones, aren't too bad. I can actually understand them, and the transformation process isn't overly complicated either, but you'll have noticed already there's a separate tutorial video for that. So again, if you don't really know much about these figures, these are dubbed or as mini masterpiece figures because they're only small. They are literally, there you go, a little bit smaller than your standard Hasbro core class figure, but with far more articulation and usually quite a bit more accessories. There's nothing, there's no crazy extra heads or extra hands and stuff with this. It's quite basic, to be honest, but the head sculpt, look at that, is lovely. It's very detailed. You can, if I lift it up, can we spin it all the way around? I don't want it. No, we can't. It can just go nearly all the way around. It can look up and down as well. It's on like a mushroom peg, so there's more than enough articulation on it. The arms themselves will come out to give you the T. They can, if you can we move the doors? Yeah, if you move the doors, you can spin them all the way around, but you can see there it's on a ball and socket anyway. There is a big ball and socket for the biceps, so you can swivel it as well. And the wrists, funnily enough with this one, they are fused. So there's also a waist swivel, full waist swivel. There's hip swivel. Are they on ball and sockets as well? Yeah, they're on ball and sockets. There's also an extra swivel just underneath the hip there. There's a knee bend, and then you can rock and tilt this, and you've got a heel sprue you can rock and tilt as well. So you can see why they're pretty much dubbed mini masterpieces. They've got the same articulation as a masterpiece figure, but obviously much smaller. Right, the accessories that come with him, you've got the very basic gun, but that is just a smaller non-chrome version of the Generation 1 figure I'm going to be doing a comparison with in a second. Is it going to fit in his hand though? That's the thing. Yep, just about. And then these are pretty much, again, very similar, attaching like the Generation 1. So I presume that's the bottom because it's got a cutout, and that will be on the top. So yeah, this is just going to fit either side of his head like so, and pop that in there like that, and there we go. Let's move these out of the way. Let's bring in the original. So you know, you can see the original one is bigger, the original one uses chrome, etc. This one's got far more articulation on it, but you can still definitely tell that it's Prowl. There's loads of brilliant homages to it. That is quite unusual for Newage figures as well nowadays anyway, because they tend to cover up all of their gaps. So this this must be it must be their third one, so it is an older version, because that's quite unheard of with Newage figures. It's a brilliant version of Prowl though, and I suppose just to prove what I was saying, there's a Newage take on an Optimus Prime, and if we spin him around, zero gaps. You can't even tell he's got wheels. They cover everything up so well. While I've got him here, then I've got a couple of other Newage figures knocking around at the moment. Thanks to, again, subscribers Adam and RJ for the loans of some of these figures. I haven't got all of these as mine, nor do I have the space to store them all as well. Right, I was looking for Sludge. I can't see where he's gone. I've got a Newage Grimlock in alternate mode. We'll have a look at that in a second, but they are Newage figures, so that's how they scale with regards to them. With regards to other third-party companies, Iron Factory, I've got two Iron Factories actually. There's a Sheen, a Mirage, and of course a Drill Horn. And we've got Magic Square. So this is a small bot, to be honest. This one won't scale, but this is just to give you an idea of how big he is. That's a Dr. Wu. And with regards, as I say, I think that's enough of the third parties. With regards to mainline figures, I've already brought up a core class, so I'll bring up a couple more. There's a core class figure. There's your deluxe. So your standard Hasbro deluxe is huge compared to these, and this is quite a small deluxe. If I was to bring in one of the larger deluxe figures, yeah, you can see what I mean there. These really are kind of tiny, to be honest. Right, with regards to other figures, depending on what you collect, there is a Generation 1 Optimus Prime, who you can't even see the top of. Look, I'm quite surprised by that, to be honest. I'm really quite surprised. G1 Minibot is about as big as that figure, but again, you know, they're worlds apart with regards to engineering. Right, let's move him back out of the way. In fact, no, very quickly, let's bring in the EX version, which I believe means that it's based on the toy. So it's got all the decals of the toy. It's also got translucent windows instead of the, is it opaque, is that the correct word? Can't remember. To be honest, there's a separate review of this coming up soon as well, but it's just nice to see all of these. So this one's based on the animated version of him, how he appeared in the cartoon. Let's move the robots out of the way. So onto the alternate mode. There is the original, again, huge. There is, in fact, I need to take all of these out of the way because it can't focus now. Right, that's a bit better, isn't it? So there we go. So it's quite long. In fact, is it longer than it is tall? Yeah, there you go. It gives you an idea of how they managed to maneuver everything around. Anyway, let's move that back out of the way. It looks good. Each wheel's on individual pins. They all roll around, no problem. That's very much like a bit of the old Generation 1 figures with the way the arms fold in, to be honest. Now, I can't see anywhere at all where you can attach any of his accessories, unfortunately, so you would have to store them in the box if you wanted to display him in his alternate mode. With regards to some more comparisons, there's a G1 Minibot. There is a Wheeljack Newage, which is smaller. We've got Micromaster from Earthrise, obviously bigger than that. And then I've got a couple of others. Normal size deluxe, huge deluxe. I say huge deluxe, but it is, compared to everything else, it is very, very big. It's been good looking at this guy, though. I suppose this for myself is an opportunity to go back and look at some of the other figures that I haven't reviewed and I missed, obviously, at the time. So this is their Shattered Glass Grimlock. So that scales pretty well, to be honest. I think that scales very good. Not much more to say about it, to be honest. It's good. It is one of the more basic versions of this particular from this particular toy line, should I say. Usually, as I said at the beginning, you get lots of extra accessories and stuff, but I'm sure you'd agree it still looks good, displays well enough. You can move the doors up and down as well. I'm not sure there's anything else I've missed. Obviously, if there is, please do let me know in the comments, and then I can get that tidied up, and then of course make sure I get it right for the EX version. In the meantime though, this is Newage Legendary Heroes Military Strategist Harry, or to me and you, a Transformers Generation 1 Prowl figure. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Take care.